welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston, and it is our weekly I Ching forecast for the week commencing the 19th of January 2025. Thank you for being here with me. Last week we had that wonderful hexagram 59 dispersing, coming to release things that were stuck and hidden and trapped and needed to come to the surface, to present itself, to heal, to be released, for the gentle dispersion of energy that has been stuck, perhaps our own inner delusions, illusions, whatever's been locked up and fixed, getting it out. 3 changing lines, lots of action, plus that hexagram 27 as a nourishment indicator for the tail end of our week, working with the flows of understanding what we need and what others need from us in return. A very interesting flow of change for us to work with last week. So how did that go for you? What was releasing? What did you uncover? What was the fossil that you discovered because you were gently moving the sand away with a little brush, with a little chipper, and gently uncovering the thing that lay buried that you needed to find? What was the treasure you uncovered last week? I had lots of treasure, lots of insights, lots of dispersing. I felt all 3 changing lines last week. Very prominent, very clear for me in different ways in my life. And so for you, if something came up for you, if you're working with that process of uncovering the fossil, please do share a comment. Always wonderful to have them. Okay, let's get into this week's flow. What are we paying attention to more than anything else? What is the opportunity for us to shift our focus, to pay attention to where we're needing to go next? Our first hexagram for this week is hexagram 55, abundance. Okay, lovely. Money, money, money. Okay, so this is the gold, right? The abundance, the opportunity to reach fulfillment, completion, and culmination. So abundance as a harvest is that reaping in of what you've sown, the collection of the wheat in the fields, the bundling up of things to go to market, the completion, the fulfillment, the expansion of our abundance. This is a money hexagram, if there ever was one, but it certainly talks this idea of the abundance consciousness. Okay, unlocking something in our abundance consciousness this week. Yes, you can work with the I Ching in a very predictive type of way, but what's more valuable is that we use these hexagrams and the changing lines to develop our consciousness, to mature, to understand our world better, and to serve those around us better in a more fulfilled way. So when we work with this hexagram, we think about, what is my abundance consciousness, right? What is the fulfillment that I'm working towards? What is one aspect of my abundance in life, whether that's health or wealth or relationships, whatever it is? What is that abundance that we are working with? What is the harvest that we need to tap into? And what might be some of the obstacles to that harvest that our changing lines are coming to help us unravel and work with this week? So there's a good chance that a lot of our attention this week is focused on abundance as a conscious effort, a conscious focus of understanding, how do we unlock the harvest? What are we harvesting right now? Where does our attention need to be in our process of abundance? And maybe for you, it is an opportunity for something abundant to flow into your life, a culmination to come in for you. Now, we look at 2 changing lines this week. So when I cast the coins for our usual question, please advise I Ching Cafe followers what to focus on for the week ahead. 2 changing lines. Okay, so in the 4th and the 6th position. In the 4th position, this changing line talks about, through this process, through this hexagram, we see past where we haven't had insight. We see past the darkness, right? We see past and through what has kept a particular thing hidden. And we see the hidden Lord as spoken of in the text, all right? We see the connection, and there's a meaningful connection with something really, really important, something that has been hidden. In a way, it's so interesting that that particular changing line comes on the back of last week's hexagram of 59 dispersing, and our theme from last week of uncovering and discovering the fossil. And so here we have a changing line that says the contact is made with something that was hidden, something powerful and meaningful, a deep and powerful connection that was hidden. An insight, perhaps either already you've had it this few days leading up to the week, or in this week, that connection is made and you see something that was hidden, the hidden Lord, right? The hidden guidance principle that wells up and becomes obvious and clear. And that connection is what we hold on to and we move with it with energy. All right. So there's this powerful connection. It might take time to manifest, but this is all about our abundance, right? So something that has been hidden previously, something we haven't been able to grasp or haven't been able to see. Perhaps last week kind of shifted the energy, the emotional energy to allow us to see this thing. There was other things perhaps last week we had to clear and release before we were ready for this. But there's an opportunity for us to tap into the hidden thing, the powerful connection that's there for us. If we but just have our eyes open to where in our path to abundance this hidden thing is wanting to build a relationship with us. And it's like our vision is clear. Our vision has been closed off by these dark curtains, and the curtains pull apart and we see the North Star, right? We see that place, that thing. Bing! Okay, the connection is made and it's powerful and we move with it. It's opening up the door. It's opening up a way for change to come, for new energy to come, for the path to open up ahead of us. A wonderful changing line. And then in the sixth position, right at the top, this changing line is always a culmination, a fulfillment of the journey that's spoken about in this hexagram. Now, with hexagram 55, this hexagram also has this energy of once things reach their maximum, all right, the downward spiral starts again. That's the circle of life, the flow of change, and the yin and the yang. So once we reach fulfillment of abundance, okay, things start going down the other end of the roller coaster. And so what we do is we maximize the moment, all right? With this hexagram, we maximize that at some point, all right, the moon is going to wax fully and then it starts to wane. So what we do is we amplify and work with using everything we can while we are still waxing, because at some point it'll reach that point and then we go down the other way. Okay. So with hexagram 55, you can imagine this culmination line, number 6. It's a culmination of energy. And it speaks about having achieved something specific or valuable in your own home. So your own home filled with wealth and abundance, or something that's of value. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to lock in your family, close all the doors, right, for the monsters outside, close all the doors, and just enjoy and circulate that abundance internally. Okay. And what that does is it cuts off your energy at the top line, cuts you off from connecting with those outside of your home. Okay. Without going and being with people and being connected to the society and the environment you're in, or whatever this extension of the family boundary that is being spoken to here. And so what this line brings us an awareness that if we take the path of reaching a certain achievement and locking it off, we miss the opportunity to open up and allow new energy to come in. So perhaps there's some aspect of your life where you're wanting to hunker down, okay? And it might be that you have achieved a goal or you've achieved a particular thing and now you want to lock in and you don't want to do anything new, or you don't want to move it forward, or I'm happy with where I am. I'm happy in my space. I want to just be in the space, lock off the doors, protect my family, and just be here in this boundary. And what that does, it creates isolation. So you can't see it down the road what the long-term impact might be, but what it does is it changes your relationship with the world around you. And the line talks about, and for 3 years, you are in this position. So it's a cycle of time that impacts your world in relation to others. Okay, so what this line is talking about is asking us to look clearly where we are tempted, where we want to lock in our energy in our own home. Okay, our own home, our dwelling, can literally be our family line, all right, or our literal home. But it can also mean you, right? Your house is a symbol of you. Your house represents your world, okay? What is safe and secure, your inner sanctum. And so the house means, where do you run the risk of locking off your energy to yourself? Okay, I've got something, I'm going to lock it off. And what that does is it breaks the relationship with the world around you. So we have to invest in the people around us. We have to invest in things outside of our immediate self, of our immediate home, because we are connected to a bigger community. And what this line is really drawing our attention to is this abundant flow, this wonderful abundance of Hexagram 55 is connected to this idea of, as you have achieved something internally, we connect with our outside world and we shift it externally. Like there's a process there, not giving everything away. It's not about that. It's about where our energy and our focus goes. And this week, the I Ching is coming to warn us that we run the risk of locking in, locking down, being overly focused on ourselves, our immediate family, and not reaching out beyond that, and therefore becoming isolated, breaking down the barriers with other people, with other groups, with other networks that are beyond our immediate safe space. That's the task for the week. So we have something hidden that we connect to, that we need to move with, something powerful, the hidden Lord, okay? In the midst of the dark curtains, we see the star. Okay, the connection is made. And we also are challenged that wherever we've achieved some success or some stability, that we don't lock off our energy, stay to ourselves, stay to our own core family, and don't reach out beyond that to connect with others in a meaningful way. We need to create bridges. We need to reach out and connect with people and with our communities outside of ourselves. That leads to a second hexagram for this week. It is hexagram 22, Grace. Okay, Grace is the image. Look at the structure of the hexagram. We have fire in the bottom, the sun, and we have mountain on the top. All right, mountain sinks and rests. The sun moves up, and as the sun moves up, it shines on the mountain and shines the mountain up in all its glory. Okay, it illuminates this beautiful big mountain. And what this hexagram points to is the need to focus on embellishing value, shining a light on real inherent value, not putting lots of lipstick on a pig, okay, not trying to dress something up as something else, but trying to shine a light and to show the true beauty and value of something. This hexagram might be around needing to take a makeover week, rethinking your personal appearance, your clothes, how you project yourself, how you look in the world. And it's not about trying to make yourself appear in the world as something different to who you are. It's about amplifying the value that you already have and being simple about it. It doesn't have to be ostentatious. It doesn't have to be braggish or loud. It just has to be adorning and embellishing what's already there. From a business point of view, this often comes up, as you've heard me say before, around thinking about how you present your product, your service, your brand, paying attention to not putting all the bright colors on top of things to make it look like it's something when it's not, but bringing out the beauty that's already there. Okay, amplifying the value that's already there, and simply portraying your brand, your company, your product, your proposal, and putting a little bit of effort in to present it in a beautiful way, to think about beauty as an important part of communicating, of connecting, of sharing our ideas with the world. You know, there is that psychology or that kind of mindset of, well, if you don't like me as I am, then you don't like me. And, you know, to some extent that is true, like be authentic, be yourself. But don't get caught up in the trap that embellishment and beautifying things and making things beautiful and presenting them in a beautiful way is any less important than something else. And that's what's really interesting about this hexagram, is that you look at it and you think, well, what's the point of that? You know, you're glamming it up. What's the point? You know, lipstick on the pig. It's not about that. It's about shining a light on what's already wonderful and really amplifying it for other people. All right. And maybe this week it's beautifying yourself. Okay, spending some time on self-care, thinking about how you present. Perhaps it's your work, perhaps it's your home, And perhaps it's just the way that you think. Bring beauty into the week. That's what this hexagram is asking us to do, to adorn what we're doing, not make it gaudy, okay, but to make it beautiful and simple. A beautiful and interesting week, isn't it? Let's see how it works out for us all. I'm wishing you a wonderful week. And of course, if this episode was valuable, a thumbs up, a like would be great. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. You know what to do. Hit all the stuff that you need to hit. And I will be back with you again very soon for our next weekly forecast. Until then, take care.